You have now entered the world of the RSR. Get ready for the time of your life as you get on the right track to railway safety. Welcome to the Railway Safety Regulator. You have made the right choice in choosing the RSR as your employer of choice. You are in for a very new and exciting journey. But before we get started on your new journey, let's get a little idea of what the RSR is about. For those of you who have wondered how PRASA, Metrorail, Gautrain, other operators and the RSR are interrelated, RSR oversees the safety in railway transport while operators remain responsible for managing the safety of their operations. But before we go into the nitty-gritty of our functions, a background on our mandate should be taken note of as well. The RSR was established in terms of the National Railway Safety Regulator Act number 16 of 2002 to oversee and promote safe railway operations through appropriate support, monitoring and enforcement guided by an enabling regulatory framework. In the interest of rail safety, RSR also collects and disseminates information relating to safe railway operations to the public by means of rail safety awareness campaigns. Some of our functions include monitoring and ensuring safety compliance by conducting audits, inspections, and occurrence investigations. We collect and disseminate information relating to safe railway operations, and we promote the harmonization of the railway safety regime of South Africa with Southern African Development Community railway operations. And last but not least, we promote improved safety performance in order to promote the use of rail. And now, a word from Human Resources.
My name is Bongani Sibia. I'm from the Human Resource Department. My role is a Senior Manager in Employee Administration. And I think the purpose of this discussion today, it relates to one of the critical functions or activities that HR has to embark on, which is the induction. I think you'll all agree that we are here so that we can welcome those colleagues that have joined the RSR and try and provide them with at least a step in terms of what to expect of the RSR, what policies are there that probably govern the organization, and procedures that are available to ensure that the organization operates in line with what is deemed as good corporate governance. So my role here is just really to welcome everyone that is attending the induction and ensure that they get a sense of what is going to be taking place. The induction is scheduled to sort of have all or most of the departments that are within the organization to just give you an overview of what their role is, what activities they embark on, and what their contribution is to the organization.
Starting us off on episode 1 of the induction is the ICT and Systems Management Unit. They will get you linked up, hooked up, and set up at work.
Where we belong, we are found in the office of the COO, and we report directly to the COO. We also provide support of laptops, desktops, printers, communication, and also facilitate collaboration and e-communication. You will realize that in the period of the lockdown, we have made sure that we enable the business that it have facilities to continue to perform while they were at home. These are some of our notable services that we provide and enable the business. In terms of some of our policies, we do have information security, ICT disaster recovery, and recently we've just developed the mobile policy. These are some of the policies that you will need to socialize yourself with. How to engage with us? We have ICT technicians who are found in the regions and even in the head office. Whenever you require any services, support, You engage with them, require your services through them, and log your queries with them. All our requests are managed and tracked through the system. I thank you very much.
Next up, our auditors show us that they are not watchdogs, but they certainly keep us in line, but in a good way.
Good day, my name is Mkhadi Mamafa from Internal Audit Department. I am the Internal Audit Manager.
So I'll be taking you through our mandate, the structure that we have within our department, the types of audits that we're conducting, and our responsibilities. So basically what we do, we evaluate the governance, risk management, and controls of the RSR in order to provide reasonable assurance to management and the board that controls that are in place as far as governance, risk management, and controls is concerned are adequate and effective. So we'll be coming with a plan, then we evaluate those controls that are in place and provide you with that assurance in the form of report. In our structure, we have dual reporting. So we are an independent department whereby we're reporting functionally to an independent board committee, which is Audit and Risk Committee. We're also reporting administratively to the Chief Audit Executive, and Internal Audit Department is under the leadership of the Chief Audit Executive. So we also have 3 internal audit officers. The types of reviews that we're conducting, we conduct assurance, we conduct also consulting, we also conduct the ad hoc audits. The difference in those types of services is that in some we come with a scope, and in some management can come and request us to come and have a view or have a look at certain processes within their departments, that we can provide them with that assurance, or we come and conduct some form of due diligence to those processes that management need. So we are governed by the internal audit standards. We don't just do things as they come from our mind. So we also have the code of ethics that we need to abide with. Then we also have a charter that also details our responsibilities, our roles, and we have the internal audit manual where it details the processes that we follow during our audits. So we are risk-based, so we develop a plan that is guided by the approved or the identified risks, both strategic and operation, that are within the RSR. So we develop a plan based on those risks and also the board and management areas of concern. We are independent, as I've alluded earlier, that we are independent in the form of dual reporting. So we report administratively to the CEO. That is for like when we need intervention in the form of the scope limitations, and when we need staff, maybe, and also the budget for the staff. That's when we report to the CEO, the leaves and whatnot. And functionally, in terms of our plan, it gets approved by the Audit and Risk Committee. And so on a quarterly basis, we report on progress based on that plan that they approved. Thank you so much.
Over to legal services.
I'm Zitama Isenyani, currently employed at RSR Legal Services. Within legal services, we deal with numerous litigation matters, provide regulatory tool for the organization to ensure that the organization complies with all relevant legislation, to assist the entity with all what education and knowledge with regard to the development of any laws. Our duties further entails providing opinions for the officials of the entity, drafting of SLAs, service level agreements, in ensuring that the interest of the entity is protected. In litigation matters, we try by all means to ensure that we mitigate on behalf of the entity to protect the reputation of the entity. Further to that, we also involve in training of staff if should there will be any development laws. Thank you. Thank you.
That brings us to the end of episode 1 of the induction video. See you in episode 2.